Hey friends, Jessica here with Creators Couture. So in only a few minutes, I am going to show you my tips and tricks for how I created this illustration of some tulips. And I used only a few of my glitch core brushes, which are really fun. And it's funny because they kind of give this glitch effect. And you would think they would make an illustration that's kind of techno kind of feeling, but it was really amazing how this turned out, and it managed to have such movement and such a softness and just such an expressiveness. It really even surprised myself, and I was really in the flow state when I created this. So to start off, what I did was I had found this photograph on Pinterest, and I just really liked the composition, the movement, whatever, and I was like, I'm going to use this as a jumping off point for my illustration. And then this is what I came up with. And what I like is that it's not so literal, but you definitely get the idea of the tulips, and you have this movement, and you have this like fuzziness, this softness, this glow. And one thing that I love about creating illustrations is that, you know, there's a lot of like very realistic ones and very nice, you know, watercolor tutorials, and they can look very realistic. But when I'm creating something, if I wanted it to look very realistic, I would just take a photograph normally. And some of my favorite illustrations is when you're aware that you're looking at an interpretation and an illustration and it's not a photograph, you know? And so that's the fun of taking those little liberties and creating something really transformative from a photograph. And I think that I just had a lot of fun doing it. I'm going to zoom in here on some of the details, and you've got these little micro kind of brush marks with this glitch core brush, which I used the bristle brush engine within Photoshop to create them. And you have all these wispy lines, and really it just surprised myself. Really, I had so much fun making this. And whenever I got the first thing done, and then I go, oh, this is gonna work. And then I went to all the other buds and just had some fun. So again, this is the glitch core brushes that I'm using. And then of course I sampled colors directly from my image. And if you're not familiar with the multicolor brush technique, I'll put the link down below and you can check out the foundation tutorial. But if you're a subscriber, you can download the loaded brushes so you can follow along with this tutorial, the source files, the demo files, all of that, and of course the color palettes. And also, so I made two versions of this. The first one was respecting the image, and I made it with a gray background, which personally I like the most, I think. Oh my gosh, there's a mosquito going around me. Horrid. I can't believe there's a mosquito already. Then I played around with a green background because I thought, okay, it's like green, but it's really a personal preference. So in this one, I'm going to show you the gray. And I think that that's the one that I will use as my final, because the warmth of the yellow really pops out. Excuse me there. But you'll have both of them. So yeah, I just really enjoyed it. And here's the starter file in case you want to work from my beautiful sketch here. Gorgeous, very, this was my very brilliant sketch. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, I'm not going to do the whole thing, but I'm just going to show you how I created this stuff. And then if you have any questions, just let me know down below in the comments. But let's start with this right up here, this, what do you call it, tulip here. Gathering my little things together, and I'll go on top of my sketch for now. Sometimes the sketch kind of gets in the way a little bit. So I've got my colors that I've sampled here, and now I'm going to start off with this brush 37 glitch core, and I'm using a light yellow that I had sampled in here. And so what I'm going to do is I'm using my pen tool, and I'm using just a very light pressure, and I'm kind of just building up these shapes here that I drew out, and not gonna really like worry about it making it perfect, but okay, not me drawing on the sketch layer. That is annoying, but I'm just gonna do it again. So kind of building that up, and as you can see, there's a little bit of a line that happens in the middle, but and I can take my left and right bracket if I want to like maybe make it a little smaller around the edge. And I kind of want to just build up that, that kind of area of the things, but I'm not trying to fill it in, and just leaving a little space, because this is, you know, it's an interpretation and I want the background to go through. So that's the first thing that I did, and with a light color. And then I have the same brush with some dark area of the thing that I had sampled. And of course, I've got it preloaded here, but you can just play around with different, you know, areas of the picture that I sampled, because we are literally painting with the, gosh, we're painting with the colors in the photograph. So I'm gonna make a new layer, and I'm just gonna add some little, you know, a little bit of this brush. It's a little bit of darkness. And the good thing is that I don't have to just be super, super literal, but sometimes I did kind of like want to look at where there's a dark area in here, you know, so kind of just try to mimic that a little bit. And I could always, you know, go back and change it, but something like that. Anyway, I've got the lighter layer, the darker layer, both in brush 37. And then what really kind of made it happen was adding these little edges to define these petals. And so the first thing that I did was I used brush 36. This is one of my glitch core brush, and you can see it's got that little glitchy sort of effect if you you know, wiggle it around. You can see kind of the glitches coming out of it using that bristle brush engine. And I'm using a light yellow that I sampled because I really want this to stand out. So this is brush 36, and I'm just going to use a really light pressure and just kind of, you know, add some, let's see here, add some strokes, kind of like following the, oh gosh, not me, also I left that on there. I'm just gonna cut that. There we go. Well, where is it? Yeah. Cut. Oh, there we go. Okay, so, and even though this looks mainly yellow, I'm using the multicolor brush, bristle brush, whatever. Anyway, let's see how I did it over here. Yeah, I did something like that. So just kind of have a little fun, kind of mimic this. I'm not really worried about making it perfect. I can add a little more things like that, like this. Really kind of wanting to get that emotion, that sort of flow. I like that so far a bit. And I can even make a little, some like vertical strokes here, kind of pull that down. And I'm, you know, I'm using a very light, very light pressure. So that's pretty good, whatever. It's always better when I'm doing it when nobody's watching, but anyway. Although I did, gosh, I did record this when I created it. I did it like all in one go. It took me about an hour and a half, I think. And I will publish that as soon as I can for the subscribers, so you can go take a peek at my workflow. And I didn't do it on time lapse, so I did it on like regular speed. So if you want to like have a peek into my process, have a peek into there, you can check that out. But it's not so exciting to post it like as a published video. Okay, so now I'm taking that brush 36 and I grabbed a darker palette, and I'm just adding a little bit of kind of some dark in here, and just, and I'm actually made this layer below the lighter one, and I kind of just wanted to, and then here I'm taking a little bit of liberties. I'm not really making sure it's like exactly like the thing, but I like it. It's cool. It's a vibe. So that's brush 36. So that's pretty much how I created the flower blossoms, the flowers like that. Here's the one that I just did. There's the one that I did before. It's maybe a little bit looser, but yeah, And I love this kind of hazy effect, this transparency that's coming. That's super fun. Now I'm gonna make a new layer below this, and I only used like 3 other brushes. It was super simple. So there are some green accents in here, and I used brush number 69. And so it's like something like this, you know, and I just added some of those accents around here, here, here on the lower things, and in between the leaves here. So that was the brush that you used, but I'll just kind of do something like that so you can get a preview of it. But it is brush number 69, and I used one of the greens that I sampled, so I love that. Love not like having to you know, sampling directly from the image just makes it all so fun and easy. And then I used brush 36 again, so really, oh my gosh, I only used like 36, 37, 72, that's 5 brushes, all from this collection. And so this is brush number 36, is the 36, and I had used a darker one and to create the stems. Just a little swish like this. You know, you just get these kind of a really light, delicate sort of brush stroke there. And for the leaves, like you see here, let's just zoom in on them. I wanted this to have a little contrast, so I actually used my, what do you call it, lasso tool, and all I did was create some little shapes like this, very rough, didn't, you know, worry about it. And then I used brush 72 with a dark green in there, because really you don't see a lot of things going in there, and it's just a big it's just well, I just made some strokes like this and kind of left it, you know, like imperfect. If we scroll in, we will see that there's like this little bit of a glitch situation happening. And let me just zoom in just a little bit, deselect, new layer. Here is that brush. It's just this glitchy sort of brush, and I just wanted something that's kind of broad and that I could fill in, and you're getting a little bit of color variation, but not that much. So that's how I created that. And let's see here. And then yeah, like make a new layer here. So behind it I had some of those green accents, you know, just playing in with that, those kind of things. And the last thing that I did was I used brush 54 with just a light color selected from the background, and I created some, like, just some, like, I went like this with this brush to kind of create these little movements, because how that how that glitch core brush worked. It works different if you go left and right too, but I just made some small strokes like that. And I think I ended up doing a color overlay, or no, I did do a color overlay here. I just maybe took the opacity down a little bit just to add some swirls in the background. You can see it here. It's still also got that glitch situation happening, just to add a little movement in the background. So yeah, so that is brush 54. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So I'm gonna wrap it up. If you have questions, let me know. And here we can just kind of take a peek in at that. We see those glitchy things when we look in. We see a lot of movement, the transparency. All in all, super happy. You can let me know what version you like better, the blue or the gray background or the green. So I'm very curious. It's been very divided. I thought I liked the green better, and now I'm back to the gray, but it's truly personal preference. And then don't forget, if you are a Behance subscriber, that's what gets all the extras for my my tutorial toolkit. So you get the whole tutorial toolkit with the loaded brushes. So I will see you guys on the next tutorial, and I hope you enjoyed that. All right, bye.